So, Psyonix just made a post. They talked about Rocket League trading is going to be gone in December 5th, which is pretty crazy. So let's talk about the implications of that at this exact moment all the way up until December 5th, and what is going to be expected from them in the future plans looking to smooth things over, I imagine. Well, the big thing, okay, let's talk about the number one thing, that all the people that have a lot of money built up in trading, whether they have Alpha Boost or they have, White Octane, White Dominus, even though they technically put those in the store and already dropped the value a couple times. But I mean, they've got to be super angry right now.
He's anxious. Angry.
Because think about it, let's say you had 10 to 50,000 built up, or say you bought an Alpha Boost like 4 or 5 years ago for like $100 and now it's like 5,000. And you're probably thinking, man, like, hold the line, hold it. We're not going to sell it until it goes, until it skyrockets.
No, you gotta hold the line. We all do.
And it's gone. It's gone. It's all gone.
And now it's like you have literally no, like, possibility of that happening now. I mean, I'm trying to question still, is the price going to go down or up? Or are we going to see the price go super far down for a while until around December 1st, December 2nd? Like a couple of days until the deadline? I think there's going to be a little bit of FOMO from people where they're like, if I can't have it now, I'm never going to get it on my account, at least. Because, account, like, trading or account buying, that's going to be a whole different thing, whole different conversation. So yeah, I expect people to absolutely start selling everything.
Terrific day by selling. By selling, sell.
Especially if they were traders and they were just trying to make money out of this. I expect them to be selling right now.
I sold it.
Probably for, I don't freaking know what the prices are right now. I'm going to go check and see if that actually dropped. But I feel like it's probably going to be like a tenth of the price for everything, most likely. So as we can see from this chart, right, let's talk about it. So, here's the deal. This thing was already going down before today. That's the wild thing, right? And the reason why it's going down, the reason why it's went down, number one, I think the game has stagnated in terms of the player base. That's a whole different conversation. But also the fact that I'm pretty sure they've released the White Octane maybe twice. I know once before, maybe twice before in the item shop. And both of those times knocked down the price a lot when they happened. Maybe that was right here when it happened. I don't really know. That looks very recent, though, when it started to drop. Interesting that it dropped so much. It makes me think that someone behind the scenes, a lot of people behind the scenes might have knew this change was coming like a couple weeks. Because that drop right there is very interesting. But it's already dropped. Okay, let's talk about it. It's already dropped 27% in one day to 2,000 credits. Do we see this thing become almost 1,000 to lower than that in terms of credits? Lower than even it would be in an item shop, or if you had a blueprint to just make it? I don't know. I mean, that's a really good question. I'm going to go see the prices for the Alpha Boost now. So Alpha items haven't moved at all, but I think it's because no one's actually sold one yet for the low amount that it's probably going to go for. But if I had to guess, it's going to be the same thing. 27% in the first day if someone tries to sell this right now. I think they're only going to get 700k to 800k. But again, I do think that right around like a week before it actually ends, so like November 28th to December 4th, I think the price is actually going to skyrocket because people have this FOMO to where it's like, I need to buy it right now. But obviously you should have bought it like a month ago. It doesn't make any sense, but people wait until the last second and then I think it's gonna skyrocket. Yeah, like that's the implications we have right now. And also here's another implication of right now when this thing drops is, as a creator, if you've been promoting things like Ahio, I don't know, all these websites that like you can buy credits, you can buy items, things like that. You've been getting sponsored, and you're making a living out of that, which, by the way, at some point I was even considering. I've been talked about too with that idea, and I was definitely considering it. Now, like, what do you do? I mean, it has not only destroyed the trading community. I mean, there's going to be no such thing as a trading community unless it's accounts. But also, it's going to destroy a lot of creators that are right on the fringes of making it their lives, like, truly. I mean, because they're not making enough from just straight up views or just straight up like donations and things like that. It's not just going to destroy the trading community. I think it's also going to destroy little sects of sects SECTS of communities, not just trading. And also like the fun casual people. I think there's a lot of people that trade. Like I traded in the last week. I can tell you that. Let's talk about the future. What is Psyonix going to do after this move is changed? Well, I think number one, they're gonna remove Bake's mod. That's going to happen. It has to happen. Because, okay, people are like, oh, well, they would never be able to remove Bake's mod. I know I spoke to a few people and they're like, that's never gonna happen. But if you think about it, what other game, like Valorant, CSGO, all that stuff, right? What other game has something like Bake's mod where you get to have whatever item you want on your screen, of course, but just on your screen? I mean, there's no other game like that. Fortnite doesn't have that, and nothing has that. And also, that's number one, so it's already like eating into their profits. Like people would just use Bake's mod instead of giving us money, which, like, let's face it, this move is that too. Like, let's get rid of the trading so that people will buy the item shop stuff. Maybe our item shop on Rocket League now will do like a percentage of our Fortnite sales if we don't have trading to rival it, basically. One thing that I actually forgot to mention is that the guy that makes Bake's mod, the owner, the creator of Bake's mod, he actually, Psyonix was trying to pay him for things that we have now, as in the D-pad training thing. I think there's one more other thing, I just can't come up with it right now. But there's little things that we've now been able to implement into the real game, and that actually comes from his source. So they were trying to ask him, like, hey, what kind of price do you want? He said his price was he wants to work for them.
I want to work for us. I want to work for you. But look, come on. This is not really working.
I guess a legitimate salary. So now that he has personal interest, I wouldn't be surprised if, say, you know, they're getting ready for Unreal Engine 5. They tell him, hey, let's try to figure out a way in which we can let all the platforms use all the workshop maps. And but also at the same time, we need you to drop off this item thing that you got going on, as in how to use all the items on client side. We're gonna need you to shut that down off Bake's mod if you want to, you know, continue working here. I don't know, some kind of thing like that. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened because of that. But I do think Bake's mod is gone next. Maybe 6 months, maybe a year down the line. Maybe it gets kicked out at the exact same time we get Unreal Engine 5, which brings me to my next point. I do think whenever companies do this kind of stuff, they do a bad move like this, where it's just obvious that it's a bad move. The community backlash is just insane right now. They've got to make up that with something. You know what I mean? Like, as in, they're taking out something, so they've got to add in something, or even if they're just giving away items for free, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'll just throw it out there real quick. Okay, December 25th, Christmas time. All right, everyone's getting their money, bro. The greatest Christmas present you've ever seen: $40 Alpha Boost. Ooh, in the item shop. They won't call it Alpha Boost, but they'll call it like $40 Gold Pulse. I don't know, bro, but I think they'll be coming out with something like that around Christmas time, or the start of the new RLCS season around, I think it is December, right? Bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna be very interesting. And also, is this the death of Rocket League? That's a very good question. I think it's a blow, right? It's absolutely a blow. But I mean, there isn't many games that have trading. Like Valorant doesn't have trading, Fortnite doesn't have trading. You know, you don't need that to exist. I mean, Call of Duty doesn't do it either. There's a lot of games that don't do that. However, okay, I will say those games are a lot bigger. They built their game without that. We're building our game with that, and we still haven't reached that level of player base, audience, whatever, and yet we're taking out things. I don't know. It looks really rough. Today, I think I did tell myself a few times in thought that maybe this is it. Like, this is the slow decline. It's already been a slow decline, truthfully. I mean, if we're being completely honest, like, I think the last year, it's probably the last 6 months to a year, either the player base has done this for the last 6 months to a year, or it's done this for the last 6 months to a year. I think, and which is crazy, right? Because we had, like, Moist Critical start playing the game, like, on stream. We had XQC start playing the game on stream. I mean, like, we had all these things that we thought would take us to this next level, and instead it has genuinely just been like this for us, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But I feel like it's been this, or at the absolute best, it's been ooh, ooh, ooh. You know, we're not going nowhere. It makes me upset, man. It makes me upset, bro, about the trading thing. I don't know what I'm gonna need to be happy about it. Maybe free alpha boost on Christmas, baby. Let's go. Last but not least, I actually did want to touch on a few people on the Twitter that I've read recently. Jorby, RLCS caster, saying, why not tax trading like Valve does? Removing trading entirely is so anti-community. It actually hurts, man. You got this tweet from Jack, which, crazy enough, I didn't even know this was a thing. We have no idea about next RLCS season. Apparently, it's been delayed. I heard nothing about that. To be fair, I've been, again, at the Ralph Lauren, so I have no clue what's going on in Rocket League right now. It's a freaking crazy party out here, bro. The crazy party. It's sad. Anyway, instead of creating, they're removing one of the biggest attractions. Now, again, I do think they're gonna create something. I don't know why they don't tell us, but I do think they'll have something out at around the same time, or a new system, whatever. And then zero community, and when we do get it, it's rarely ever good news. Kind of facts to a degree, like, especially if you don't care about items and stuff. That's the only kind of news they're dropping, is like, hey, there's a new rocket pass. So it's like, don't get me wrong, it's all right. But then you got Lethamir going absolutely insane.
It's more comfortable for you to label me insane.
Like, look at this. Like, the whole Rocket League trading community is about to cash out and leave the game. Okay, at this point, I don't even care if people say I have an ego. I'd run this game better. Which, to a degree, I will say, I think if all of his game modes that he's created, the volleyball, to everything like that, it was actually involved in, like, made into the game when this game first dropped. We're talking 2016, 2017, 2018. Those modes were put in and actually became competitive modes and things like that. I think this game would have a better shelf life. Because, like, look at Fortnite, great game, lots of changes. I think a lot of changes would have been super big in the early stages of this career. Honestly, I kind of blame the players for that. They weren't ready for that, and so I just kind of gave in, listened to them for a brief second. I think that's why they don't listen to us anymore. But yeah, I mean, RLCS being delayed, I didn't even know that. This news of trading being removed, there's a good chance UE5 could be around the corner. Yeah, that's what I think too. All these changes, all these, like, little things probably for the new system, but still, I mean, the fact that they won't even tell us that new system is around the corner, it just makes no sense. Why like, I guess, surprise us? Like, I don't know, it's weird. And then, of course, John Sandman. This one hurts me personally. This one cuts deep a little bit, because when I was coming up in the game, Season 3, wow, I'm actually, like, tearing up here. I'm creating a story over here. Anyway, back when I was playing the game Season 3, when I first started, I mean, I was 15 years old. Like, what I used to do is literally, like, watch John Sandman and Wolfless in, like, Diamond. I think they were, like, in, like, well, it wouldn't be Diamond, it'd be like All-Star, Shooting Star, like Rising Star. I used to watch them, like, all the time. That was the people I watched. I didn't watch Squishy, I didn't watch any of these people. Still think he's one of the coolest guys out there. I know he's doing big things in CSGO right now. Go look at his CSGO numbers, it's crazy. I'm really happy for John Sandman. But he did say, Rocket League died today. For me, I mean it, this is just so sad. Which, like, yeah, because, I mean, people are mentioning it. If you pause the video and things like that, it's like, this guy was, like, the leading guy when it came to, like, crate openings, trading openings, like, all that stuff. And it's just like, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It does feel like a huge section of this game is being cut out right now, and with no, I mean, nothing as of right now, nothing announced to substitute in its place. So anyway, that's my thoughts. Leave your comments down below, and give this video a like. Anyway, appreciate ya. Peace.